Millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Make him work. When you get close, he can't fucking fight in the inside. Trust me. How long you been trusting me? Get close to him and just keep poking. When I say penitentiary, put that knife in him. Put him in him. I
know this. Yeah. And I understand that this shit wasn't easy, but nigga, we did it. Yeah, yeah. And all them hoes and all them niggas that wasn't fucking with us, now we them niggas. And now we rich now. We got money. I don't give a shit, no. And we did it. Young nigga come up from nothing, now he getting to them riches. And it's the life of a young rich nigga.
Separate yourself. Yeah, I ain't playing with your ass. Nigga, I ain't playing with your ass. You chasing greatness. You got greatness talking to you. Become great. Non-stop. Keep the pace. I'm down.
Yo, what's going on out there? Yo, what's going on out there? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boys, the Rize Podcast with your boy, Coach Squeeze, a.k.a. the Smoothie King. Right back at y'all with another one. How y'all doing? Top of the afternoon to y'all. Hope y'all in good spirits today. And great fight last night. Action-packed. The people got what they wanted to see. Y'all already know how we do over here. Let me rock these sponsors real quick so we can get this thing started. We're a little bit behind, but shout out to all the sponsors that sponsors GTD, Damari Filson, Nas Slip. Go over to his page. Me and Killer B, Kenichi Bear, Richie Baby, Bad Girls, EOE, Four Corners Boxing, Just Do Boxing, Hardcore Boxing News, Ant McQueen Boxing, AO Clothing Line, Pro Soul Gear and Boxing Clothing Line, Richie Threads, the Rize Podcast. Go over there and support them and their merch. Don't forget, Shari's Essentials, 1901 Pennsylvania Avenue. Last but not least, the Official Gear Boxing. All the fighters wearing it. Y'all can say it with me. 1, 2, 3, box. Raw. I wanted to get them out the way real quick because we're a little behind. Let's get this party started. Thanks for being patient with me. Miss Mona, how you doing, Queen? And God bless. Lewis, PO9ZW, Tabu Apakabutu, Miss Melody Queen. Don't forget to hit that like button, please, and then thank you. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the Rize Podcast, Cash App, $GEESSUS to support the channel. Get your merch on the Rize Podcast. Kareem Hassan, Y5Z, Miss Melody Queen, Kareem Hassan. Shout out to him, brother Kareem Hassan, for the smoothie stuff, for the smoothie program. Appreciate you. And we gonna chop it up, man. Brandon Figueroa wins title with huge upset over Nick Ball. Shout out to him. It was a grueling fight. 12 rounds of action packed. Let me know y'all how y'all felt about the fight and y'all opinions. You know what we do over here. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody give an assessment of what they saw. Miss Melody Queen. Yeah, we having an event this Saturday, Valentine's Day. To honor the girls at the gym, the future women, the future of women, trying to get them off the good starts and show them how to respect themselves, set goals, and stuff like that. If you like to donate the Coach Squeeze to help the girls at the gym, send a cash app to Miss Lloyd, $ Loyalty Promotions, memo Coach Squeeze. Any amount is appreciated. Appreciate that. Yeah, we having an event actually on Valentine's Day. So I pray that all the ones could make it. I had to get some more awards for the girls. I had to purchase some more awards. I got some awards for them. I had to purchase some more because I really didn't want to leave nobody out, but I want to make sure everybody go home with something and feel appreciated. This is the first time that this is ever being done for the girls. So I'm glad I'm able to do this, come up with the idea, light the spark. But shout out to the parents that's bringing it, my vision to life. Miss Tia, Miss Bria, I hope I'm saying her name right. Who else? Miss Danielle. She gonna kill me. I keep forgetting there's so many people at the gym. I think of them as I go, but shout out to all the parents that participate when I bring that vision to life. Christianity, Kristen Taylor 9909, Team No Lack, and Brandon Figueroa has a great chin, even though he has 2 losses. I never seen him hurt. No, I haven't even. Eon BRS can't stop. I know. I feel. I'm digging on you. You digging on me. You're digging on he. What's going on, champ? I'm hanging in there. We're going to chop it up. First of all, I'm going to ask everybody that's in the chat, what do you think just in the body of itself? What do you think about the activity of that fight? How do y'all feel about that? The activity and the action of that fight. Let me know. Let me know y'all opinions. Cause I think to get it kicked off, I think it was a hell of a fight, back and forwards, but for 12 rounds, they was throwing that lever back and forth. Let me know, the people that's already in the chat, what was y'all thoughts on the fight if y'all saw it. So yeah, definitely. Brandon Figueroa Christoph us is yeah. I want to Luda 252. I do too. I hope and pray that he get himself together and whatever he got going on, man, just keep him in my prayers that he get it right. Whatever it is, man. We all got stuff we gotta get right in our lives. And I'm no different to the rule neither. I got stuff I need to get together too and tighten up in my life. So, but the main thing is he's in a position for family wealth to rub that off on his kids, to keep carrying it from generation to generation, because we always would like somebody to break that financial curse so they can get their lives together. So we're gonna all keep them in our prayers. The real fans that love him for him, not only would he give it to us in the ring, but just generally care about his well-being. We keep him in our prayers. That's all we could do. Team, no lacking. The pressure was too much for Ball. Brandon impressed with switching stances from Southpaw to Orthodox. I totally agree. That was actually when we say styles make fights. That's definitely the gospel when we say that styles make fights, because Brandon Figueroa, that's his type fight style. He sits down in a crouch, keeps his chin tucked, and he throws punches and bunches. Shout out to Brandon Figueroa, man. A true warrior in his own right, man. You already know what you getting with that dude. Lot of punches. And then people complain about his rabbit punching. He punches in the clinch. For him to be as long as he is, he punches in the clinch very well. To be a tall, long fighter, So shout out to him for that. Definitely. Shout out to Nick Ball too. Shout out to Nick Ball. I mean, you can always look back. First of all, shout out to Nick Ball for taking that fight. And this is what we get on a bunch of fighters about, trying to protect that old. Kudos to Nick Ball, man, for stepping in the ring and laying it all on the line and giving the fans a very fan-friendly fight. He had to be a little defensive. That fight, he had to be a little defensive. But I think that he should have went into Mike Tyson mode a little bit more, which is really hard to sustain that energy for a long time. But him trying to win a boxing match with Brandon Figueroa wasn't going to help. Yeah. He don't have nothing to hold his hat down about. I just think if I was in his corner, I would have told him to move his head a little bit more. Come over the top. I'd have told him I need some Pitbull Cruz and some Mike Tyson and David Tor mix. And he would have been able to negate some of Brandon Figueroa's offense. But we know he throws a lot of punches and bunches. And he got some pop behind it. Team No Lack and say, I love Shushu, but I don't know, man. He got hurt from Castro and Brandon. Stopped him in like 5 rounds. I know styles make fight, but Brandon is a problem for anyone. Shout out to Fulton. Team No Lack and say, I think Shushu should fight Angelo Leo before Brandon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, Team No Lack, and you gotta. That's what boxing about, and a lot of fighters that's already established that have money, they can say that they not fighting for the money, they fighting for prestige and legacy. Them the ones you normally hear say that is the ones that normally got money and don't need to be fighting for money. So we worry about the ones that we trying to get there so they could be able to take care of their families and enjoy life while God breathing air into their bodies. But hell of a fight, man. Stretched out boxing, what it do? Yeah, it was a good fight. Good fight. Brandon Figueroa, shout out to him for a hell of a game plan. His corner stuck to the game plan and executed. And I ain't gonna lie, they would have tried to rob Brandon Jerron Smith 2200. Salute. They would have tried to rob Brandon Figueroa if it would have, I believe if it was close and he didn't knock him out, but it was a one-sided, I wouldn't say butt whipping, because Nick Ball was fighting the whole time. He just couldn't get behind that jab and those combinations of punches. When you got a guy throwing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a clip, it was hard for him to get through that. And Brandon Figueroa started it off with the jab. He started that off with the jab, them combinations. So, yeah, definitely, man. Well executed fight. And I'm gonna be truthful. That first fight, and then this is my opinion, I might catch flack for it. I think that Brandon Figueroa won that first fight when he fought Fulton. I think he did enough to edge that first fight. But that's here, there, nevertheless. And no stab to Stephen Fulton, because one thing I noticed, when you give your opinion, a lot of people think that you being disrespectful of picking who you got. It's just crazy how boxing is. We could be watching the same fight and seeing different things and what we think landing and what's not landing, who's the more effective puncher in the fight. So boxing could be tricky. But we can't deny, one thing we can't deny when it's one-sided and the fighter putting it on the other fighter, that's no lie. We done seen some robberies. I think the referee did a hell of a job. Because Nick Bull, when he did grasp Brandon Figueroa, going to keep punching. And that's what he do. He punches with the free hand. The guy work volume for him to be in the wars that he have been in. He looked good. He looked fresh last night. That first fight was controversial. Depends on what you was looking at. Team no lacking. I agree. I totally agree, man. Boxing could sometimes be one of the toughest sports to judge or referee. They can be one of the toughest sports to judge or referee. Sometimes you don't get that clear look. But Tabu Aqua Gabutu Squeeze, I was at the fight November. Yeah. I heard you, champ. I saw you on the first one. I just ain't get a chance to answer you because I'm reading off everything and trying to stay with the flow of the podcast. But yeah, I how was it at the fight? While we on the subject, I don't know what seat you had in the house, but tell the people in the chat, what did you see? We would like to know what you see. Just a quick reference on what did you see while you was there. Yeah, we would like to know what did you see while you was there at the fight. Yeah, because like I say, that first fight, I might have to go back and watch it, but I had Brandon Figueroa winning that. Yeah. So I would like the say, let me go back and watch that fight just to make sure. I mean, I can go back and watch the fight again, and I might see different stuff that I didn't see before. It's tough. It's tough being a referee for any of these fights because sometimes they could be hard to judge. They back and forth and stuff like that. But like I said, man, shout out to Nick Ball. Nothing to hold his head down about. Great job. Team Olaka say Brandon was attacking the body good in that fight too. Yeah, he was. Tabu Apakabutu 9519 say it was close, but I think Fulton pulled it out. Figueroa, he never stopped coming. Yeah, Figueroa make it ugly. He definitely will make it ugly. He coming. You already know how he rolling. Brandon Figueroa coming. Yep. He definitely coming. Yeah, but yeah, that's what you saw, Tabu Apakabutu. Like I say, I'm gonna go back and watch it. And sometimes you gotta watch it a couple of times to see who pulled it out. Who pulled it out. Sometimes it takes that, going back, watching it, and seeing who pulled it out. But it was like I've said as usual, Brandon Figueroa is a high volume puncher. He actually looked at rested yesterday. He didn't look worn out or bad. And Nick Ball looked it fresh coming into the ring. Both of the guys looked it good. Definitely height advantage, length advantage. Yeah. We normally seeing Nick Ball walk through a lot of guys, but like we always say, there's levels to it. The deeper, the higher you get in the competition, the more resistance you're gonna get. Team no lacking. I like Brandon's style. He makes his opponents dip down low, and he will throw an uppercut on the inside. Yeah, he throws the right punches, and that body shot to the body is vicious. Definitely great work on his part and output. So once again, very entertaining fight. And the fans won last night. Yeah, the fans won. Yup. The fans won last night. But Nick Ball don't have nothing to hold his head down about. I served 8840. Simplify. Good to see you in the chat. Happy New Year's to you. And praying that your family is in good health and everybody is doing good and well. Yeah. And then at the end of the fight, that was very unclassy of them guys at the end of the fight. Yeah, at the end of the fight, that was very unclassy about this one of my fighters texting me. Yeah, thanks and same to you, my brother. You welcome. Yeah, that was very classless from the corner of all the fans at the fight, throwing stuff in the ring. It makes you don't want to go over there and fight. That was totally uncalled for. And they try to say that Brandon Figueroa was being disrespectful after he won, which I don't think he was. I didn't see that. And he did what anybody else would do. But we just seen plenty of times fighters knock somebody out. And Cole, I think with Nick Ball, that it was a good knockdown, TKO. But I'm not going to take nothing away from him. But I think that was more from fatigue and frustration, not being able to get in on Brandon Figueroa. Took his toll. Tabu Apakabutu 9519. That was in the same mouth Crawford and Porter was fighting. November 20th, the same month. I think you 2021. I was out there to see Crawford and Porter, but I got some tickets from one of the promoters. So we went. I changed my flight to see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, but very, very it'll make don't nobody wanna go there and fight, man. You know, your champion, he went down on his shield. And Brandon Figueroa was landing a lot of shots, catching old boy up. But it wasn't like he was totally beating up on him, and it wasn't no resistance back. Yeah, so definitely he don't have nothing to hold his head down about because he was, it wasn't from a lack of effort. I could tell you that. Definitely wasn't from a lack of effort. To be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing that right back. What y'all think? Let me know in the chat. Come on, y'all, wake up, interact with me. I need some interaction. But y'all would like to see that fight right back. That's what I would like to see. That fight right back. No waiting 3, 4, 5 months. Let them heal up, enjoy their winnings and their families, and get right back in the ring. I serve 8840. They claim the UK has the best fans in boxing. That's only if their fighter wins. I see. Tabu Abukabutu 9519. I think they would have robbed Figueroa if he didn't knock him out. I serve 8840 say, I want to see the rematch ASAP too. Yeah, I do too. And I mentioned that early, excuse me, into the podcast that if Brandon Figueroa wouldn't have knocked Nick Ball out, that they probably would have tried to rob him. I totally agree. Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, this one of my babies. And me saying, Coach, yeah, but Brandon definitely wasn't getting the W if he ain't KO ball. Team no lack in unification. Oh, okay. Team no lack and say the fight doesn't deserve a rematch. Push for a unification. Okay. Respect that. Respect that. I only why I said team no lacking. That's my opinion. I think you should get a chance. One more crack at it. He did. Well, he was mandatory, Brandon Figueroa. But we know how many times fighters have ducked their mandatories. But Nick Ball stood up, went at him, and went down on his shield. I wouldn't mind seeing it right back. And then a unification fight. Then we get a unification fight. That's just my opinion on that situation. But I'm not mad at what you're saying at all. What you think, Tabu Apakabutu 9519? What you think about Figueroa in the rematch? He will take him out in the early round. It's always a possibility. But in hindsight, I couldn't say that because Nick Ball was coming. He was durable. You know, he showed the Lord defense yesterday. He ain't had no choice. But it's a possibility. Team no lackers. I think Nick Ball should move up and wait and challenge Ford again. What weight he fighting at? What weight they was fighting at yesterday? Was that 126 or 130? I think that was that 126 or 130. That might have been I wouldn't mind seeing that again. 126. All right, thank you. Damn, Brandon Figueroa, tall, long, and lanky for 126. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. For him to be, that long and lanky like that. That's definitely crazy. That's kind of scary when you got a guy tall, long, high punch volume. You know, Brandon Figueroa, tough, man. He tough. If you don't back him up, if you in for a long fight, Team No Lack and say Brandon is a big dude for that weight. His last fight against Fulton, he didn't look good on the scale. And what was that at? 135? 130, 135, they fought that. I guess it was like 130, or what was it, 126 too? Because Fulton he didn't fight at 126. What was that at? 130, 126. Yeah, well, I guess Team No Lack, and you not gonna look good, I guess, every time you get on the scale. Everybody, I mean, that's just how it is. Team No Lack and say Brandon has a great chin, probably the best chin in the game right now. I served 88.40, it was 126. Yeah, he might be struggling to make that weight cut. But it happens, man. It happens. Nobody's perfect and nothing they do, but he's making the weight. He's definitely making the weight. But he is tall, long, and big for the division. But that works in his advantage. That works in his advantage. He used that length. Man. But Ball, like I say, Ball had to crack out the Pitbull Cruz, David Tor, Mike Tyson type of style in order to have a chance of winning that fight. If you don't put Brandon Figueroa on his heels, that's a tough outing for anybody. That's a tough outing. Yeah. If you don't put him on his heels. Team no lacking. You could tell Brandon should be at 135 or even 140. You think so? You think that you think that that's his style though, but do you think it would hinder him any? Team no lacking for moving up to those weights? What you think? What's your opinion on that? You think that him moving up to those weights, would they hinder his work ethic? What's your opinion on that? I think that he could, I don't know, I think he could pull it off. 135, 140, because Brandon Figueroa, he a hard working man. You don't hear nothing about him in the media, out of the ring, doing nothing stupid. He coming from a fighting family. Team No Lack said you could tell Brandon should be at 135 or even 140. Yeah, damn. To make 126 is crazy. Yeah, that's crazy that he can make the 126 and come in and make the scale. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that weigh-in and see how he looked on the scale. Team no lacking. Same with Abdullah Mason. You could tell that kid will be at welterweight soon. Oh yeah. Now that I could see. Tawu Apakabutu 9519. But they didn't look weak. See, I think that's the telltale sign right there. If the fighters look weak on the scale, if they still look, the face tell it all. The face tell it all. And we done talked about it plenty of times that it's not good to cut that weight unnecessarily like that. So definitely it's not good to cut that type of weight. Yeah, it's not good. So yeah. But hell of a fight last night. Tabu Abukabutu 9519 say every round, so what? Toe to toe. Every round went toe to toe. I guess that's what you're trying to say. It might be a typo. But yeah. Yeah. Every round was action packed. I think, like I say, if I was in the corner, my instructions to Nick Ball would have been, we got to put him on his heels. You got to move your head. Move your head to get in. Move your head from side to side. A little bit more side to side movement and off of the movement coming over the top. With overs, unders, hooks would have been your punches, your punch selection out of pick. And when you was in the inside, he was doing the uppercut effectively. Nick Ball was. Tabu Apakabutu 9519 say 135 would be good for them. If so, yeah, Nick Ball's short, compact. Yeah. But kudos. I just want to take this time out to say kudos to Nick Ball for giving it all he had, man. He went down on his shield. A lot of people hard on the fighters. A lot of people hard on the fighters, but you got to give Nick Ball his props because he brought it and like I say, at times he stopped when he should have been pushing Brandon back on his heels, even though I've seen Brandon fight better. I mean, fight on his back heels because the guy don't stop punching. But I just think that it would have been a higher percentage of him having more success if he would have Sean Ported his ass. That's what I would say. I served 8840 simplified. Hey, Squeeze. It was good to see Coach Kenny in Jalil's corner last week. Tabu Apakabutu 9519 say he was hitting Figueroa. He was. Team no lacking. God bless Nick Ball. He gave the fans a great performance. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Tough little cookie, man. He went in there with a veteran, a war-tested veteran. That was a big step-up fight for him. And he didn't get his hand raised. But to me, he passed the test because he went in there for 12 rounds. He fought and clawed for 12 rounds. And with an elite fighter in Brandon Figueroa that has championship experience, 2-time world champion. Thomas Hill 2267 salute. My main Apple Scrapple Co Squeeze, aka Mr. Smoothie King. Bless up, Ken Folk. Same to you, champ. Prayers to you and your family and your safety and how you moving around in this crazy world and environment. God bless you and your family. Keep me in your prayers too, man. I got a lot going on too that I need to fix. And I be down sometimes. I'm not perfect neither. I got shit going on that I need to fix and work on. But I just keep praying on it, man, and doing the best I can with it. But when I come on here, I try to give y'all my opinion on things and what I think I saw, and who I like and who I don't like. If a rematch, it have to be over in the U.S. Yeah, it will be because he the champ now. That would be nice if Nick Ball come over here, fight Brandon Figueroa, get the win, and they do the rubber match. That's what the fans want to see. Pacquiao and Marquez did it 4 times. Yeah, thanks. I served 88 for the prayers, man. I definitely need them every day. Driving through this maze and traveling up and down on these dangerous streets and highways. Definitely need that prayer. Thomas Hill 2267, prayers to you, your family, and your extended family at the Upton Boxing Center Squeeze, and for your trials and tribulations, bringing you to a better understanding and place. Amen. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. I think Brandon will stop him early if they rematch. I served 88 say. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. But what I saw in Nick Ball was tough. I don't know, man. That's just I don't think Nick Ball would go down like that. Yeah, Melody Queen 27, always in my prayers. Yeah, we definitely got to pray for each other. Because it's, the cost of living, not only the cost of living, the mental aspect of life is always challenging. Everything you do is a decision. It starts off with a decision and a thought process. Tabu Abukabutu 9519. Be easy out that this ice and snow is different. Thomas Hill 2267. I served 88. My decorated brothers salute in high regard, honor, and esteem to my man. Yeah, Bond Burner, man. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. Definitely. Yep. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. Yeah, but boxing moving along, man. I don't know, man. He just gotta. It's just something I think boxing missing. I think social media hurting the sport. I just think social media is hurting the sport. Yeah. 'Cause, 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 'c I think it's really hurting the sport. Social media. Yeah, because all these different apps and, people finding ways to cut corners. Boxing ain't like it used to be back in when Showtime was jumping in HBO, and you had Tuesday night, Wednesday night fights, stuff like that. NBC, ABC, the major networks backing the sport. It was a lot of it wasn't all of that social media app stuff. Everything is an app, and then you could go on and pull these fights up. So it's a if the card ain't stacked, it's hard for the new beginners that find a way to eat and carve their way, do the sport so they can take care of their families. It's tough. I think the streaming is hurting boxing. Tony White 9931, that's one of my pets, boy. 9931. Yeah, I play that all year, and that's the way I play it, Tony White. Boxing just needs the boxers to fight. And fight the best. All this talking on Twitter is horrible. Once again, social media. Social media. I serve 8840. Squeeze, what you think about this new Zuffa boxing? I didn't know that it existed. I like that 1837. I like that. That come out in the horse race a lot. 1837. Yeah, I don't know, man. People gotta test you. I never knock a person for testing things. I think failure is measured by not trying at all, and that's something I tell myself. I'm my worstest critic. When you don't gotta beat me up. I think I beat myself up enough. When I don't think that. But I think I could get better in things. My faults in my travels. I don't know, man. It's tough, definitely mental, But I try. My main thing is to just try to keep smiling, keep laughing, and just enjoy this ride called life, man. I serve 8840. They're trying to be like Pro Box. They put on good, tough fights. That's all they gotta do is actually. I served 8840. If they would be smart, I think they really should throw those fights on like they used to, Wednesday night fights and stuff like that, and do them like that once a week. And remember, they would bring on the networks the rewind of the fight, and you could go back and watch it for free, in 2 weeks or a week. I think they need to bring that back too, so you could get to know the fighter more and pick up a favorite fighter along the way. Tim Layton, JBT, ADM, WM. God bless you and your family. Yeah. And if one of my little fighters, she was texting me Mom on here, Lil Morgan, shout out to her if she watching. One of my little Upton Cubs, you know, a work in progress. Everything is a work in progress, you know, and sometimes you gotta chip away at it when it comes to the fighters, because boxing, it's a tough sport. All sports could be tough when you trying to reach a certain level. Yeah. Tony White 9931. Yup, just like every Saturday when I was young, Wild World of Sports would show fights on regular TV. Yeah. And then when the event came, you didn't mind spending your money if the fight was pay-per-view, because you knew what you was going to get. You know, it was more real. It felt more real. Yeah, good to see you in the chat, Tim Layton, JBT community, AWM. Yeah, be safe out there in your travels. But it was more so because I grew up in that era where I could turn the TV on, see Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, Roberto Duran, Evander Holyfield, Larry Holmes, Jerry Cooney's, the Kenny Nortons, the Roberto Benitez, the Alexis Aguayos, the Pernell Sweet Pea Whitakers, the list goes on and on. And I followed those guys through the Olympics. With boxing Olympics was very exciting. And then you followed the fighter. You was able to follow the fighter into his maturation period, because then, you know, some fighters just were great amateur fighters. They, for whatever reason, didn't have success on a professional level, but they still were great fighters within the landscape of the time that they did fight. It's a tough sport. You gotta love it. It's, I don't know, man. Life gonna keep lifing, you know, with us or without us. The world don't owe me nothing. Coach Squeeze, nothing. Is what I contribute and what I give from the heart. When I do give, it's from the heart, you know. And when I give, it's from the heart, man. And I always wish I could give more and save more of the kids, you know, or help if it's just feeding somebody a sandwich, a bottle of water, just helping, you know. But once again, great fight last night. I wasn't disappointed. Hold your head up, Nick Ball. I think with a few tweaks, you could come back even stronger, even hungrier. Even the greats lost. My advice, if I was in his locker room, I would look him in his eyes first. If I was his team, I would give him a great big hug him, look him in his eye, and tell him, you're a hell of a warrior. You know, you went down on your shield. You didn't get the result that you wanted. And with fighters, pride is always involved. You know, if you lose, a lot of guys don't like losing by getting knocked out, but like I say, man, I think I don't know. The knockout to me looked more like fatigue and frustration. That's just my opinion, and I'm not taking nothing from Brandon Figueroa. He did exactly what he had to do to come out on top. Yeah, he did exactly what he had to do. So shout out to Brandon Figueroa once again. Shout out to Nick Ball. Hell of a fight for 12 rounds and very entertaining. Back and forth. It was last night was a great fight for boxing, in my opinion. That's what I think a lot of us pay to see. Nick Ball had to show a little bit of defense, responsibility at time too, because he couldn't bully Brandon Figueroa like he was doing to everybody else. But I don't want to sound like a broken record, because people get on my nerves when they do that. So I don't want to be hypocritical repeating the same things. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being patient with me this morning or coming on my tardiness. Be safe. Have a blessed week. Keep shooting for the stars and goals in life. Thanks everybody who interacted with me in the chat that made it a conversation, because the podcast ain't nothing without you guys. Shout out to the Rize podcast crew, Coach Calvin, Limpball Smarmy, all access. Lovely Miss Lloyd, even though we give her the blues, we just having fun. Shout out to Mr. Will. God bless him. Pray that he doing well. And shout out to everybody else, man. And it's your boy, Coach Squeeze, a.k.a. the Smoothie King. If you want to send some love, there go the Cash App. Send it to $ Loyalty Promotions and Memo Code Squeeze, so we can support the girls this week and have a nice banquet for the girls this week. And keep us in y'all prayers that everybody be safe. We be able to pull this event off. No mishaps. And on that note, I'm out. Appreciate y'all. God bless. And till I see y'all again. Peace and hey.
Some say you forgive, but don't forget it. Now you know how we do. Lock that back door, don't let no one through. I told Nietzsche in these streets ain't no rules. He say, cause all this life we ain't over this. Yeah. And I understand that this shit wasn't easy, but nigga, we did it. Yeah, yeah. And all them hoes and all them niggas that wasn't fucking with us, then we them niggas. Now we rich now. We got money. I don't give a shit, no. And we did it. Young nigga come up for nothing, now he getting to them riches. And it's the life of a young rich nigga.